Welcome and thanks for joining me for this short breath practice. We're going to work today on alternate nostril breathing. Now, if you're not familiar with that or why you would do that, I'm going to put a card up here so that you can go back and watch my video on the anatomy of subtle body. That said, you don't want to practice pranayama on a full stomach. It's best if you haven't eaten for at least 2 hours. And then the second part is that you want to just be able to sit up kind of straight and strong. And that may mean that you have to do a little bit of asana first, or stretch out, or find a way where you can sit upright. So what you want to do is lift up strongly through your spine. And then for alternate nostril, any kind of digital pranayama, you tuck your head and you bring your chin toward your chest. So we'll do that in just a moment. But for now, I'm going to show you the hand alignment. Now, this is my right hand, and that's usually the recommended hand. You use the 2 small fingers on the left nostril. Again, I'm not mirroring you, so it will look like my right nostril. And then you use your thumb on the right nostril. Now, the classic way to do this is you tuck your 2 other fingers in. Some people end up with doing them out like this, but it kind of ends up like this weird face palm thing. So I prefer this. It's a little less agitating on the mind. Okay, so there's some little bit of detail. We're going into some minutia here, so I know this isn't everybody's favorite thing, but you're going to put the tip of your finger right in this little dimple. Right in this little dimple, so not down on the side of your nose. You don't want to be doing this like aggressive nose thing. You just squeeze, it's kind of a weird hand position, on that little dimple with the other 2 fingers out of the way. And once you have that, that's when you tuck your chin and you let your arm rest by your side. And you can hear my voice sounds a little bit weird already because I'm tucking my chin and I'm putting some pressure on my nose. So you can join me for this part. Exhale and put even pressure on both sides of your nose. With that even pressure on both sides of your nose, begin to breathe in and out slowly. Through the nose, not the mouth. And what we're doing with this hand position and putting this gentle pressure on the nose is essentially what we do when we do Ujjayi. So we're constricting the passage of air so that one breath takes longer to make. It's not a fast breath. And we're kind of slowing and controlling the breath so that it becomes deeper and we start to build the capacity to hold more prana. Now, after the next exhalation, you're going to block the left side of your nose completely by pushing on it with your ring finger. Then you're going to inhale only through the right side of your nose. At the top of the inhalation, you switch. So close the right side with your thumb, breathe out through the left. Breathe back in through the same side, the left side. Breathe in slowly, soften your face. Now breathe out through the right. So every inhale is when we switch. You're going to breathe in through the right, and at that momentary pause at the top of the inhale, that's when you switch nostrils. So you're going to breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left, keep the head bowed right down the center, and breathe out through the right. Breathe back in through the right, and out through the left. Now keep going with this. I'm going to join you, and I'm going to give you a few refinements. If possible, try not to lift your finger all the way off your nose when you're switching from side to side. Try just to lessen or increase the pressure as needed. This is a little bit less agitating and it tends to push your head around less. If at all, when you're doing pranayama, any kind of pranayama, you start to feel nauseous or dizzy or like a headache is coming on, anything that's like uncomfortable, like you're drowning, like just stop for a moment. It just means you're maybe going too quickly or too fast, or you're not quite ready for this. Periodically check that you're sitting up through the spine and just softly allowing the head to bow. The chest is pretty strongly lifted, even though the head is released down. We'll stay with this for another minute or two. I'm going to go quiet because I'm going to begin to do my own breath practice with you, and I'll bring you out of it in just a moment. The next time that you breathe out through the right nostril will be the end of a session, or a cycle rather. So when that's complete, just release your hand, put it right down on your leg. Keep your eyes closed for a moment and just feel any effects that you may be experiencing. This is a practice that sort of mixes the chi, like the right and the left sides become more harmonious. So some people report feeling both calm but also a little bit of energy. It's very balancing. And if your eyes are still closed, just start to slowly blink them open. Let's give yourself another moment or two. In fact, it might be nice to lie down. It's customary to actually take Shavasana after you do a pranayama practice. So just a reminder, it's best if you're a little bit more skilled with Ujjayi before you do some of these more complicated pranayamas. Don't do them if you've just eaten. If you're agitated mentally, even though this might calm you, sometimes doing pranayama practices increase what the mental state we're in already is. So just go sparingly. If anything, do less, not more, okay? Thanks so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time.